Hi everyone, I am really excited today to zoom out from the nitty-gritty details of MIDI that we've been working with in Max MSP. Really like, what is pitch, what is velocity, what is this range from 0 to 127, and generating one note at a time. And instead, I'm going to show you more about what MIDI is actually used for in the world, and that is music production. So behind me I have a digital audio workstation, DAW, or DAW for short. The one that we're looking at here is called BandLab, and I chose BandLab because it's easy for you to follow along with. It's online and it's free to use. All you have to do is go to bandlab.com and make an account, and you can do all of this as well. Usually I would use GarageBand, and I actually will do that in a second. You'll see why. So I'm going to close this, go ahead and show you. You get to BandLab, you're going to click Create, New Project. It's going to load up this empty project to start with and offer me this new track option. There are just so many cool things that you can do with BandLab and digital audio workstations, including recording your voice and audio and singing and instruments and pre-made samples and drum machines. We're not going to do any of that today. Just want to look very briefly at MIDI instruments and MIDI files. So MIDI, we're going to click on Instruments. I've got one instrument track here. I have a piano connected to my keyboard keys, and I could just start doing that and making fun instrument compositions with my keyboard. But I'm interested in showing you how to import a full existing MIDI song, MIDI file, and that's like a full song that has all of the instrument tracks, drums and guitar and mallets already put in so that you can manipulate them. So I went on to the internet and I found this website, BitMIDI, and I've downloaded a couple of files. There's a lot of ads, just don't click on any ads. Once you find a song you like, you can download it by clicking right here, or you can preview it in the browser by clicking here. Well, I am not hearing it. Maybe you're hearing it. Okay, I don't know why we're not hearing it. Let's ignore that. We're going to download. I'm having a lot of audio issues today, so I downloaded that file. Once you've downloaded that MIDI file, you can come back to BandLab, and sorry, actually I'm going to do Africa, not Bohemian Rhapsody, and drag that in, and now I have this whole song. And you can see on the left I've got instruments with labels. Here's the vocal line, the marimba, the flute, and all of these little white dots here correspond to notes in the MIDI song, which I can actually select and move around, and I shouldn't have done that because it's really loud for you. I'm sorry about that. I'm not going to play this. I could play it, and we would hear this whole MIDI version of Africa, but I'm having specific audio issues in this studio where it sounds great on my speakers on my computer, not great for you in the studio. So just follow along and listen to your own song. So that we can hear it, I'm going to switch to GarageBand right now for the rest of this video. So I have done the same thing. I've dragged the whole file in, and let's just listen to it real quick. Okay, so you get the idea. We can hear all of these instruments. I could solo, so just listen to one. Okay, and the great thing about MIDI is it lets me edit down to a very high level of detail my notes, right? So here's the notes. I can select them, I can move them up, I can change the pitch, I can change their lengths, whoops, position, lengths. I can add more velocity if I want, make them a bit louder or a bigger strike if you're thinking about a mallet. And I can also change the instrument itself, right? So it's labeled as a marimba, but if I wanted to change it to, let's say, some sort of synthesizer, maybe a lead synthesizer, 80s synth lead. Let's hear what that sounds like. Okay, so way different. So MIDI offers us this really amazing amount of control over what we hear in our final production, and that's something that live audio or recorded audio does not offer. The last thing I want to show you is how to export just a single track. I'll show you that in BandLab. So let's say that you wanted just one single line of vocals here. Right-click on the track that you want, choose Export Region as MIDI, and then you end up with just a single MIDI file, and I'll show you what that looks like by dragging it into GarageBand. Now I have just the vocals of Africa, and I can put them, nope, right here. So I have just this one track. And that's helpful, let's say in Max, if we're going to do some processing with an existing MIDI file that just has one pitch at a time, then we can use this exported file for that. Okay, that's it. That's all I have. I hope you had a lot of fun with this.